Guys, this is Chris. I'm back today with a brand new phone review. This is the beautiful iPhone XS Max, which I believe is the best version of the iPhone X introduced yet. This is the space gray color, as you can see in the back. And this is absolutely gorgeous. It's got dual cameras, got a flash in the back, it's got a bigger sensor in the back. Of course, it's got a front-facing camera. As you can see, this is right on the box. iPhone XS Max, space gray. This is the 64 gig version. All right. And this is the GSM version, by the way. So let's go ahead and talk about some features and what's new and whatnot. Let me unlock the phone. This has such a beautiful display. I'm like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. So this is a space gray color. This is a 64 gigabyte capacity. The size and weight of the phone, the weight of it is just about, it's 7.34 ounces, which is 208 grams. The display on this phone has a Super Retina high definition display, which is very nice. This is a 6.5 inch diagonal all-screen OLED multi-touch display with this also has a high definition range display. This has a 2688 by 1242 pixel resolution at 458 pixels per inch, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. It also has a fingerprint resistant oleophobic coating, and it's also splash water and dust resistant. This is rated at IP68, maximum depth of 2 meters up to 30 minutes, which is pretty awesome for a phone, guys, let's admit, okay? Especially for the price that it's going for. And then moving on to the camera, this has a dual 12 megapixel wide angle and telephoto cameras. It has wide angle at 1.8 aperture, and also has a telephoto 2.4 aperture. It has a 2x optical zoom. Digital zoom goes up to 10x, which is pretty nice. That's 10 times large. And the portrait mode with advanced bokeh and depth control. The portrait lighting with 5 effects: neutral, studio, contour, stage mono as well. It's got dual optical image stabilization, which is pretty nice. It's got 6-element lens. It has quad LED true tone flash with slow sync. Got a pretty good flash. Got a panorama the panorama, guys, is up to 63 megapixels. That's pretty awesome on a phone here. I mean, we're not talking a brand new 4K camera, we're talking iPhone X. So, and then moving on, it's got a sapphire crystal lens cover. It's got a backside illumination sensor, which is, you can see back here. I hope you guys can see this. And it also has some other features. It's got a hybrid infrared filter. It's got autofocus with focus pixels. It has tap to focus with focus pixels. It's got smart HDR for photos. It's got a white color capture for photos and live photos. You can even do live photos. It's got local tone mapping, and I mean, just looking at the screen, you can tell this is a beautiful phone. This is not a joke. That's why it's called the iPhone XS Max, which is the best one they have out. And then this has an advanced red eye correction. It also has exposure control. It's got auto image stabilization. It's got burst mode. It's got a timer mode. Photo geotagging. Got the image formats captured as HEIF and JPEG, of course. Moving on to video recording, guys. This records in 4K video recording at 24 FPS, 30 FPS, and 60 FPS. Whatever your heart desires. And then at 1080 HD video recording, it records at 30 FPS or 60 FPS, which is pretty awesome. And then for 720 HD video recording, it records at 30 FPS only. Now it's got extended dynamic range for video up to 30 frames per second. It's got optical image stabilization for video. It's got 2x optical zoom, digital zoom up to 6x, quad LED true tone flash. Got slow motion video support for 1080p at 120 FPS or 240 FPS. It also has time-lapse video with stabilization. Got cinematic video stabilization at 1080 and 720 as well. It's got continuous autofocus video. Take 8 megapixel still photos while recording 4K video. So while recording 4K, that's pretty awesome. It's got playback zoom. It's got video geotagging. It's got video formats recorded HEVC and H.2.64. Got stereo recording as well. Now the true depth camera has a 7 megapixel camera, portrait lighting with 5 effects, natural, studio, contour, 1080 HD video recording at 30 FPS or 60 FPS. It has a smart high definition range for photos, extended dynamic range for video at 30 FPS. It's got cinematic video stabilization at 1080 and 720. Got wide color capture for photos and live photos. It's got an exposure control. It's got a timer mode. Also has Face ID enabled by true depth camera for facial recognition. Of course, that's the front-facing camera on the top right. Also supports Wi-Fi calling. I know not a lot of phones do. Power and battery last up to 1.5 hours longer than the iPhone 10. Talk time wireless is up to 25 hours. Video playback wireless up to 15 hours. Audio playback wireless up to 65 hours. Wow. Fast charge capable as well, up to 50% charge in 30 minutes, guys, with an 18 watt adapter or higher available separately. Headphones are earpods with lightning connector, of course, and this phone is a dual SIM card that supports, you can insert either a nano SIM card or what they call an eSIM card. Basically, looking at this phone, it is absolutely gorgeous. This is the space gray in the back. Let's check out the camera, guys. So if you look at here, look how nice that, look how fast the autofocus works on this bad boy. It's beautiful. So if you take this picture, and it's actually, for camera wise, honestly, the camera is pretty fast. I honestly think it's pretty fast. And it has very good autofocus as well. And this is the back camera. And speaking of autofocus, let's turn the phone sideways. And if you can see here, I snap that picture. It also has a nice, look at that beautiful quality. And as you guys know, if you're an iPhone user, the writing on the back of an iPhone box is very small. Look at that. It shows that it's an iPhone 10 S Max version, space gray, 64 gigs of memory. It shows the EID number, shows the MEI number and whatnot. And let me zoom out. Actually, let me zoom in all the way. Look at that. Amazing quality. And this is zoomed in, I believe, at 10x. Yes, pretty sure it's 10x. And this is the back camera. Video recording, let's use. And video recording is, now that feature, that's the photo feature. You have, show you guys basically the camera. Oops. You can record what they call a time lapse. Zoom, actually, oh. That's the time lapse. There's slow motion option, which I mentioned earlier in the features. This is the video option. This is the video option. That's very nice. This is for still photos. And here is a portrait mode. Portrait camera, create a portrait with a sharp subject against a beautifully blurred background. Add portrait lighting for dramatic effects. Nice. And then here's the square. That's pretty awesome. And here's panoramic view. Haven't used that feature yet, but this is pretty nice because it has a very good camera. It really does. And the autofocus on it is very nice. Look how fast that focuses. See? You guys see what I'm talking about? So if you're looking for a very good camera, this is one of the best phones out there right now. This is the iPhone XS Max, which is beautiful. Has a huge touchscreen as well. So I'm actually gonna take that photo, and I hope, of course, it's got your obvious apps that normally come with iOS. That's your phone app. This is your internet application. As you see, I am connected to Wi-Fi. This is your messaging app. What's new in messages? I haven't set up this phone yet, as you can see. This is your, I believe this is the iTunes app, yes, or Apple Music. We'll click continue, looking for music. Okay, we don't want to do that. This is the settings. As you can see, it's got airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cellular, it's got notifications, sounds and haptics, do not disturb feature, screen time, it's got general, control center, display and brightness, wallpaper, Siri and search, Face ID and passcode, emergency SOS, it's got battery, that's privacy options, iTunes and App Store. You see wallet and Apple Pay. You also see passwords and accounts, that's where you manage that. You got your mail, you have your contacts, you have a calendar, notes, reminders, voice memos. You got your phone features, messages, FaceTime. You got maps, you have a compass. This is your measure. Here's Safari. Here is news and stocks. There is your music, TV, photos, camera, books, podcasts, and the gaming center. Now on the bottom you have your TV provider. So let's go into, here's some other information, Wi-Fi access, Bluetooth, address, modem firmware and whatnot. There goes your IMEI number. Here's your calendar. What's new in calendar? Let's hit continue. Okay, let's allow that. And this is your calendar. And then we have, this is the photo section. Look at that beautiful photo that I just took a few minutes ago. See that? Look at the great detail this phone captures. Look at that, beautiful. Here's some more pictures. Here's the other picture that I took. Wow, that's very good quality. So let's go. This is the weather app. Again, I have not installed. I haven't set up this phone yet, to be honest. I'm not even sure. Cupertino, I'm not even sure where that's at, honestly. But this is basically the stock weather app that comes with the iPhone. Then you have your notes. Continue. Not now. Then you have your reminders. And then you have the stocks app that comes by default on an iPhone 10. We're gonna click continue. There goes some current stock numbers for you. And there's the news app. Welcome to Apple News. Again, I'm just going over these apps briefly. I don't want to get too detailed into them. This is iTunes, of course. Okay. Old-fashioned iTunes, old school. And then we have the App Store. Of course, I am not logged in. I'm going to click continue. I'm going to click allow. And wow, what a beautiful display. This is the Books app. And here is your wallet. Click allow. Of course, I don't have anything in the wallet. This is the other screen of the phone. You've got tips, you've got podcasts, excuse me. You have Find Your iPhone app, Find Friends, Contacts, Files, Watch. You have your Utilities app right here, which is voice memos, compass, measure, and calculator. Let's see what the compass looks like. I'm going to click allow. Oh wow, that's pretty neat. This tells you what, longitude and latitude. Actually, that's pretty awesome to see on a phone. That seems to work very good too. Wow, very interesting feature. Then we have a calculator. That's pretty standard. Okay. So this is it, guys. This is the iPhone XS Max, and what a beautiful phone. If you guys have one of these, if you're planning to purchase one of these, please let me know what you think in the comments below section, or if you have any questions on how to use some of these features, if there's something you like. And I also want to know from my viewers, would you rather go with an iPhone? Do you prefer iOS over Android, or do you prefer Android over iOS? And whether you like Android or iOS more, tell me what are the main two reasons. And please give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel, as I'll be having more videos on the iPhone XS Max uploaded here recently, pretty soon I mean. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you folks later. Up until then, have a great day.